Sup nerds, today we're going to look at every collectible plans that are expedition related. These are all available at Giuseppe, you just gotta grind out those stamps cause it is quite a few. I was first going to show them separated by expedition and showing in which expedition each drops, but I keep getting stuff from the Union while doing most sensational game, so I'm no longer 100% certain of where each one drops. As a rule of thumb though, I think each item drops from the expedition that they were themed after. That would make sense. So all the casino stuff will be from tax evasion, all the aquarium stuff will be from the most sensational game, and so on. But I think there's an overlap somewhere. Like I said, I got several things that are not from their respective expeditions, so because of that I won't be saying exactly which expedition each one can drop from in a weekly basis, but like I said, they can all be acquired from Giuseppe for stamps, so we'll be separating them by item types. So come on, let's go. First, let's look at the weapon plans, and the one that most people want is of course the auto axe. This beauty was given for free on a previous scoreboard, and then later sold for an exorbitant amount of 1,000 stamps, which enough people cried about to make Bethesda bring down the price to just 500. More power to the people. Giuseppe also sells 4 mod plans for the auto axe for 40 stamps each. The other weapon plans that you can get is a cold shoulder, also for 500 stamps, and also from a previous scoreboard. This one is also pretty interesting and possibly the best shotgun in the game for now, as this freezes the enemies to make them very slow. Very useful in a lot of situations. The third weapon plan is the Circuit Breaker, also 500 stamps, and again from a previous scoreboard. That said, this one is much less interesting than the other two. Don't get me wrong, it is still a fun little weapon, I like it, but the previous two are just insanely good. This does shoot fusion cells though, even though it looks like a modified 10mm, so keep that in mind. Moving on to armors now, we can get the plans for the Civil Engineer Underarmor for 50 stamps, and I like the look of this quite a bit, and of course, this is a complimentary Underarmor for the Civil Engineer armor, which is not from expeditions, but you can get it from different quests that are related to the Atlanta region, so kind of related in a way, but not acquired through expeditions. But you can get the mod plans for that armor at Giuseppe varying from 20 to 40 stamps each, along with a very nice jetpack mod for 300 stamps. A little pricey, but this is currently the only armor with jetpack that you can drop and sell, so pretty fantastic. There's also a very cool power armor, the Union power armor, and to get it, the plans are separated into helmet, left arm, left leg, arm, right leg, and the chest piece, each for 120 stamps. This too was given out for free in the same scoreboard as the auto axe, and this power armor is unique in that it has poison damage resistance, which is fantastic. And of course, there are several mod plans that you can get from Giuseppe with varying prices, including a jetpack for 300. With those out of the way, let's talk about camp items, and there's quite a few. You can get the Aquarium Pillar for 70 stamps, and it's much bigger than I had expected. Very cool. The Aquarium Whale display for 80 stamps, which I don't know, I guess I expected a real whale skeleton with a name like that, but it's just a rusted model, not a huge fan. The Atlantic City card tables for 70 stamps, which is great if you're trying to make a casino style camp, and it goes well with the poker set that we can get from the Most Wanted public event. The dice table for 70 stamps, again, cool for casino camps. The Atlantic City Mechanical Derby game for 90 stamps. This does give a buff when you interact with it, so a pretty cool item to have regardless of whether you want the camp to be casino themed or not. The Atlantic City Roulette table for 90 stamps, again a very cool casino item. The Atlantic City sign for 80 stamps, which again it's pretty huge. A lot of this stuff are very big and probably only for the outdoors. The Atlantic City slot machines for 90 stamps, also casino item. The Fanatics Barricade for 70 stamps, this one is from the PItt, and you can tell that the item from these previous expeditions were a lot simpler by comparison. Bethesda was quite inspired during the Atlantic City update, at least for the camp item stuff. The game show sign for 80 stamps. The Jersey Devil Plushie, which, from what I remember, you got this from a quest called Sins of the Father, but I guess it is being sold at Giuseppe as well for 100 stamps. The Lesser Devil Plushies for 90 stamps, but they do come in 3 color variants, all from just this one single plan. The Mezzanine Lights for 80 stamps, which kinda cool I guess, I don't know. The Neapolitan exterior sign for 80 stamps literally just says Neapolitan. The Overgrown Elder Tube for 90 stamps. The Overgrown Pollinator Tube for 90 stamps. The Overgrown Thorn Tube for 90 stamps. The Overgrown Vehicle for 80 stamps, which is one of the few vehicles we can have in our camp. The Nightclub exterior sign for 80 stamps. The Pittsburgh Industrial Floodlight kit for 80 stamps. The Pittsburgh Street Kit for 90 stamps, which has 5 different items inside. The PItt Fire Hydrant, the PItt Parking Meter, the PItt Stoplight, the PItt Angular Street Pole, which is an energy connector, and the PItt Arch Streetlight, which is taller than I thought it was going to be. Quentino sign for 70 stamps. The Sea Animal Pillars for 70 stamps. I do like all of this aquarium stuff because I do love animals. The Slot Machine Podiums for 30 stamps. The PItt city limit signs for 80 stamps. The Trog Tube for 90 stamps. The Union 42 banners for 70 stamps. And the world's biggest slot machine for 90 stamps. And I know a lot of those felt out of order, but I went with an alphabetical order, which in hindsight might not have been the greatest idea, but it is what it is. Now for the weapon paints, we can get the 44 Roulette Paint for 50 stamps. This is one of those cooler revolvers. Once the skin is applied, it is too bad I don't use handguns. The Fanatics Pump Action Shotgun Paint also for 50 stamps, and I do like the skin quite a bit. I love the Raider look to it. The Union Hunting Rifle skin also for 50 stamps, and this one I'm not a huge fan of, but it is here. The Overgrown Assault Rifle Paint, again 50 stamps, is a thematically cool skin, but on a weapon that no one uses. The Overgrown Deathclaw Gauntlet Paint, 50 stamps too. I actually used this one when I used my Deathclaw Gauntlet, so pretty cool. The Overgrown Missile Launcher Paint for 50 stamps. Again, cool skin, but not that great of a weapon though. And finally, the Showstopper Shotgun Paint for yet another 50 stamps. Out of all the paints, I think this one is the least cool. Finally, moving on to outfits, my favorites. We did cover this in a separate video some time ago, but for the sake of having everything here in one video, we're gonna go through all of them again. Let's go from the oldest to the newest. And the oldest is the Trench Runner's coat and hood, which is worn by Danilo at the PItt. They have a chance to be dropped by completing all of the objectives in the Ashes to Fire expedition, or 50 stamps for the coat and 30 stamps for the hood at Giuseppe. The Tinkerer's Goggle and Overalls for 30 stamps and 50 stamps respectively. This is what Skippy Rollreach is wearing, and now the Electrician as well, which makes me wonder, is Skippy the Electrician? I've never seen them in the same room, so something to think about. Now, on to Atlantic City expeditions, you can get the Sunburst sequin dress worn by Mother Charlotte at the Boardwalk Paradise. There's a chance to drop it if you complete all of the objectives in the most sensational game, or purchase it for 30 stamps. Now, there's a Snake Wrangler outfit and hat worn by Veracio Cruz at the Boardwalk Paradise. Chance to drop it if you complete all of the objectives in the most sensational game, or purchase it for 30 stamps for the outfit and 30 stamps for the hat. There's also the Season Survivor outfit worn by the Batsuri twins at the Boardwalk Paradise. Also a chance to drop it by completing all of the objectives in the most sensational game. Or you can purchase it for 30 stamps. This one looks more like an Underarmor to be honest, but it is what it is. The Muni Worker outfit, also 30 stamps, and this one is definitely just a dirtier Vault-Tec jumpsuit without the Vault-Tec logo, and with a yellow undershirt I guess. The Muni Operator outfit, also for 30 stamps, and this one kind of resembles the Civil Engineer Underarmor, but a little bit cleaner and without the armor stuff. The Muni Drudger outfit for 30 stamps, which with the camp items, they really did a lot of detailed stuff, but with the outfit, they really made them underwhelming. There's also the Enforcer outfit, which is worn by Buttercup in the flooded city center. This also has a chance to drop by completing all of the objectives in the human condition, or be purchased for 30 stamps. This one is slightly better, and it has some cool details to it. We can get the Apocalyptic Farmer outfit and headwear sold separately for 50 and 30 stamps respectively, and let's be honest, this is by far the most underwhelming outfit I have ever seen for 80 stamps in total. This is absolutely bonkers, and this could have been an open world outfit that we find instead of 80 stamps plans. Outrageous. And that's it, every collectible plans that we can get from Giuseppe/Expeditions. How many are you missing? I'm actually missing a few things. I'll need to grind some of these again at some point. But anyway, what should I collect next? It can be anything from any game as long as I think it's cool. Otherwise, leave a like if you enjoyed this video, subscribe to see more collection videos like this, and of course, always nerd on.